Chelsea's juggernaut slowed a point or two at the weekend, while Charlton won away again. Tonight was first versus second in the Premiership, except this was round 3 of the Carling Cup. Commentary from John Champion.
A warm welcome at Stamford Bridge for Wayne Bridge. A broken ankle has caused 8 months of pain and frustration. His route to the World Cup starts here, in front of a sellout crowd, attracted by sensible ticket prices. 7 changes for Chelsea tonight, but still 10 full internationals. Cudicini's the exception. Terry, Essien and Robin have all been nominated for the European Footballer of the Year award. The side may be weakened, it's far from weak. Charlton are allowing Chris Perry a rest. Alexei Smirtin can't play against his parent club, but Matt Holland returns, and there's a rare start for the Moroccan, Talal El Karkouri. English football's top 2 go head-to-head. Chelsea the holders, Charlton the only current Premiership side never to have reached even a quarter-final of the League Cup. Here's Danny Murphy, twice a League Cup winner with Liverpool. The special one will always hold a special place in his heart for the Carling Cup. First trophy that he managed to annex as manager here. Wright Phillips tried to suck Powell in, and he's won the free kick. What a test for the 36-year-old fullback. Gudjonsson. Crespo's in the middle. This is Paulo Ferreira, stinging the palms. Crespo, bounce was awkward, comes to nothing. But a player who has yet to score for Chelsea let fly with some venom, Paulo Ferreira. Knocked the goalkeeper backwards, and then the bounce didn't favour the Argentine Crespo. Robin, and Young hurtling towards him, and loses it to El Karkouri. Doesn't look the same player as that of last season at the moment, Arjen Robben. Hasn't got the verve or the confidence. There are suggestions from within the Chelsea camp that he doesn't believe he's fully fit, but he's played in bridge. Crespo! Echoes of last week. Not Wright Phillips this time, but Wayne Bridge with the cross. Not quite the same velocity or indeed accuracy, nor the same end result, but still by far and away the best move of the match. Murphy. Young. Ambrose. Charlton's wide men have swapped sides for the time being. And here is Romadal cutting in from the left. Ambrose, shooting chance! Not too far away. Charlton's threats on the Chelsea goal have been spasmodic. Probably their best effort so far. Arjen Robben. Jeremy. Gudjonsson. Robin. Where's he going? Ah, that's where. Corner. Not providing the rapier thrusts of last season just yet. What can he do with this? Terry! The drought's over! 26 games, 8 months without a goal. But now back on the score sheet again, with a resounding outstanding header. Trademark goal from the Chelsea skipper. The marking wasn't too hot, and it's the one Charlton defender who's looked uneasy, El Karkouri, who failed to stay with his man. Holland. Offside. Young. Back goes Hoot, he's left it short. Bent! 1-1! Quick as a flash. Robert Hoot's mistake. And in his current form, which has elevated him to the England squad, you just can't give chances like that to D.Bent. Lazy, nonchalant piece of defending, punished just as it should be by a striker in red-hot form. Chelsea's lead lasted 4 minutes. Robin, Crespo's moving more freely again. Still not totally happy. Down goes Robin, clutching his face after a clash with Hreidarson. Good Jonsson, Hreidarson in the way. Free kick Chelsea. And Robin and Hreidarson are continuing their argument. The Dutchman went down clutching his face. Oh, and there was something as well from Hreidarson. Danny Murphy has been to get a kicker's eye view of what the Charlton wall looks like. Crescendo of noise around the stadium indicates the crowd want Hoot to shoot. And he does, and that was travelling. And the shot on the follow-up wasn't too far away either. Robin. Crespo. Robin, lovely! Here's Good Jonsson! Would have been a picture book goal. Wright Phillips deflected away off Powell. A wonderful rat-a-tat-tat of crisp passing. Movement off the ball. And it just needed the finish from Good Jonsson. Robin with the corner. Essien trying to dig out some space. Has to go wide. Robin. Flicked off El Karkouri's head. Jeremy. Robin. Assistant manager alongside his boss, who's on the phone to his coach, Mervyn Day, down on the touchline. Cole. Escaping from Luke Young. And going down for a Chelsea free kick. Cole made a lot of it. Lampard to strike. Hoot, and then Crespo, and now Good Jonsson. Jeremy. Hoots, offside, wouldn't have counted anyway. Base of the post helped to come to Charlton's rescue, but in fact the linesman's flag already had. It was up against Crespo, it was actually Lampard who struck it, and Lampard came from an onside position. Bothroyd. chance. That's a foul. And it's right on the edge of the box. Signalled in the first instance by the referee's assistant, who had the better view. Not sure there was too much wrong with that. D.Bent is inside the penalty area, but in the last round, Jay Bothroyd showed what he can do with his left foot, and he's got a chance here. Bothroyd! Stinging the palms of Carlo Cudicini. He hit a perler in round 2. Marking's gone awry, and Bent couldn't capitalise. There's the whistle. Chelsea were taken to extra time twice in last season's Carling Cup. One of those occasions, of course, was the final itself. And Charlton are proving difficult opponents here. Terry's goal cancelled out by Bent. We have the extra half hour with the score at 1-1. Chelsea are having more trouble than they might have expected with Charlton. Last season they went to extra time in round 4 at Newcastle, and in the final against Liverpool at the Millennium Stadium. Came through on both occasions. Here's Ian Robin looking for an explosive start to extra time. Too much weight on the cross. Lampard. Drogba. Robin. Shouldn't come down from in time. That's a nice turn though. Ian Robin. Didn't go out. Ryderson sorted that. Ball crept up against the arm of Ryderson as he battled to keep the ball in play. It was inside the penalty area. Fortunate that the referee didn't get a clear view of it. Floated for Drogba, who's lost his defender. Oh, lovely idea. Lampard was lurking. Worked last week. The back heel from Drogba for Lampard to score a goal. Nearly repeated the trick. It's becoming a habit. Noise level rises. Ian Robin. Drogba! Spot of fumbling by the goalkeeper, and then a foul. And Anderson left in a crumpled heap in the back of his net. Should really have scored, Didier Drogba. Goalkeeper had the ball under control and then was fouled by Terry. Unnecessary really from John Terry. A very strict interpretation of what happened would be violent conduct, but a yellow card is deemed sufficient. Johnson. Jeremy providing width. Drogba waiting for the cross. Jeremy's done well. Robin. Lampard. Much of the fluency of the first 90 minutes has now disappeared. Robin. Lampard. Great vision. Good stretching by Powell. Impressive anticipation. Needs to be able to play the first couple of yards in his head these days. Chelsea men up in force for this. They don't want penalties. Hoots. And again, same outcome. Joe Cole. Drogba goes down, referee unimpressed. Much longer evening than most expected when they arrived here this evening. There will be no winner. Not with regulation football, the holders must resort to penalties if they are to retain their hold on the Carling Cup. Chelsea have won the toss and will go first through Arjen Robben. Their first penalty shootout under Jose Mourinho, and they're off to a flying start. Consummately put away by the Dutchman. Carlo Cudicini has an outstanding record of saving penalties. He's stopped 5 of the last 10 that he's faced. Charlton together on the halfway line, watching D.Bent make it 1-1. No hint of nerves there. Germans are good at penalties. This should just be a blast from Robert Hoot. Doesn't go for finesse. Maybe he should have done. The tables are turned on a German penalty taker by a Danish goalkeeper. Charlton had a famous win in a playoff final on penalties against Sunderland. This is Jay Bothroyd trying to put them in front. And does, right underneath Carlo Cudicini. Advantage Charlton. Cudicini should have stopped it. Ida Gudjonsson. Bags of experience for Chelsea. And it shows. Goalkeeper's antics not enough to put him off. This is something of an indignity for Mourinho. Matt Holland has placed the ball for Charlton and has scored. No smile yet from the manager, but Charlton lead 3-2. When in trouble, you play your banker card. And in Chelsea's case, that means their regular penalty taker, Frank Lampard. Oh, nearly. Goalkeeper got a hand to it, but it's found the corner, and Lampard wants more vocal support. 3-3. Herman Hreidarson's previous goal here was in a 6-2 defeat for Crystal Palace. He needs a good strike now, and he's got it. 4-3 to Charlton, and that's what it means. The Herminator may prove to be the Terminator for Chelsea. So Chelsea now are at the point of no return. If Didier Drogba fails, they're out. And that would be a salutary lesson indeed. Didier Drogba, tonight's pantomime villain, finds the corner. No room for histrionics this time, just concentration. It's a long, lonely walk forward for the man who holds the fate of the holders in his hands. Brian Hughes up against Carlo Cudicini. If he scores, Charlton go through. It would be a famous win. Hughes, the journeyman. His moment in the spotlight, and he's made the most of it. Brian Hughes wins it for Charlton. There will be a different name on the Carling Cup this season. Chelsea beaten at Stamford Bridge for the first time under Jose Mourinho, and Charlton Athletic in the last 16 for the first time in 27 years. It's a night they'll talk about and recall for years to come. The followers of the friendly club from South East London step forward from the shadows and take their bow. 1-1 after 90 minutes, after extra time, the crucial moment, the saving of Robert Hoot's penalty by Stefan Andersson. The form book turned upside down. Charlton Athletic. Alan Kirbishley coming out on top over Jose Mourinho, who leaves the pitch a chastened man. Charlton the winners, 5-4 on penalties.
Yeah, you've had some great nights, great afternoons in your 15 years with Charlton. I'm not expecting you to say that this is the top of that list, but does it get onto the list?
Well, it will do. I think it gets onto the list because we've won 2 League Cup games on the spin. Because, you know, in the 15 years I've been here, I don't think we've quite done that. You know, it's something that has eluded us. Both cups have just been dreadful times for us. So let's hope we can get a decent draw and, you know, try and progress.
We were the best team. We are still unbeatable of open play. We lost on penalties. And tomorrow is another day and Saturday is another game.
How do you practice the penalties?
No, and we didn't even have them named.
We train even penalties. We thought we were ready for that.
I think the team performance today was fantastic. I mean, we've worked harder than we've had to work all season, and we've got our rewards from that.
First manager to beat Chelsea under Mourinho at Stamford Bridge. It's one to put in your book.
Yeah, I'll have that, but you know, it was hard fought, and he was quite generous afterwards. I mean, it was a bit of a battle.
Do you consider this your first home defeat as Chelsea manager because it was on penalties?
No, it's not a defeat. on penalties.
So Jose Mourinho is still unbeaten at Stamford Bridge as manager of Chelsea.
I prefer to think like that.
Well, I can imagine why you'd prefer to see it that way, Andy, but I guess, strictly speaking, he has been beaten, because technically you lose on penalties.
Yes, yep.
The point that D.Bent made quite well is that it was a very competitive game. Both sides worked hard tonight, which made it a good game to watch.
Yeah, it was a strong Chelsea team, strong Charlton team as well. And if you let Chelsea, once they've gone in front, if you let them swarm all over you, like we know they can score 2, 3 and 4 goals in any, in a 5-minute spell and demoralise any team. And what Charlton did particularly well, obviously they struck back very, very quickly. The goal they conceded, Matt, was a poor one. The marking, I thought, was really poor. El Khakouri it was, who we actually circle here. Look, he's got his hands on his kneecaps. He should be really tagging John Terry. He's lost him. He doesn't know where he is now. Now he nips back in front. Ball very firmly put in the back of the net. Great set piece. It's a good ball into a dangerous area. You know, when you've got someone like John Terry who attacks it well, you've got to hang on to him. You've got to mark him very tight. Now, they got back in it very quickly. D.Bent doesn't give this up. That is a bad decision. That is a bad decision from Robert Huth. That really is. I don't know why he has decided to go there, because he must have had a good shout from John Terry. He knows D.Bent's hovering. Great finish, by the way. Great finish, important finish, but poor defensive work. Should have just gone the other direction and cleared it.
Now, there were kind of 2 elements to the second half at large. Chelsea started to carve out the chances we know they're capable of.
Yeah.
But even though they created some good chances, Charlton never stopped toughing it out, working hard to reduce those chances to a bare minimum.
They kept believing, basically. They kept believing that they could see it out somehow. They didn't fold. They never looked like crumbling and really going under. Yes, they had to weather a few storms. This was great play early on in the second half. Anderson denying Good Johnson. Should really have done better there. Should really have scored, because it was a fabulous one-touch flowing move. Great ball through from Robin. You'd fancy him actually to tuck that one away, to be fair. But you know, they got themselves in a few scrapes. Again, Chris Powell finds himself the deepest man out the lot. He has to cut this ball out, otherwise Robin has a one-on-one. And he does. He just about blocks it, you know. Again, late on in extra time. Look at all the red shirts flooding back. Joe Cole's in the hole. Before he gets a chance to get his head up to shoot, look at the red shirts everywhere, all around him. And it sort of takes the sting out the shot, and the goalkeeper deals with it pretty easily. This one, they get a bit of luck, just when you need it. John Terry does the old Nat Lofthouse and tries to smash the goalkeeper over the line. But nonetheless, Drogba should bury that. He knows that. Everyone in the ground knows that. And from that moment, you just started to think, is it going to be their night? It could well be.
Well, absolutely. It was, in the end, a kind of a tale of 2 penalties. Robert Huth surprised you. Surprised, I think, a lot of people when he stood up to be the second taker.
Yeah, it did, because you know, I mean, it was a reasonably well hit penalty. I mean, he's knocked it hard, but it's a good height if the goalkeeper guesses right, and he's done that. I just think when you look at the likes of Essien was still there, Jeremy, Joe Cole, John Terry, even all of those boys, I'd have fancied. You need a cool head to finally win it. And Charlton had that in Brian Hughes. He's, you know, he's often finds himself out the team, coming on here and there in games, but he had a nice cool head when it really mattered. But I was surprised that Mourinho sent up Robert Huth when he did, because you know, it wasn't he wasn't having a good night.
I know. Strange that first defeat under Mourinho at Stamford Bridge.
Amazing. I mean, it's a fabulous record, but there you go.
Hope for the rest. Hope for the rest. After the break.